So, I hope you're good. So, in today's video, I'm just going to be going through the movies I've been watching for the past couple of months and reviewing with them with you guys and let you know if I liked them or not. So, I want to hear your thoughts though, if you like these movies and what you thought of these movies as well, because for me, they were just up and down. But I have been watching a lot of movies lately and I just want to tell you all in one go in this video. So the first movie I'm going to start off with is with Tout. Tout is a 24 movie that came out this year. Now I was pretty disappointed that more people didn't get to watch this movie. It got 4.8 on IMDb, but for me, I enjoyed this movie, and I think it should have got more recognition in it. It stars Jacob Batalon, the guy from Spider-Man. So he stars in this movie, and basically it's just about a group of friends who meet up and play a deck of tarot cards. One by one, they come to face with their fate, racing against death. So I really enjoyed this movie. It's a shame again, like I would say, it didn't get much recognition. I don't know why. It had good deaths, had good scares, and it had a solid story. A very simple story, like again, just what I've told you. And it was a fun horror movie. I enjoyed this a lot. I really did. And I guess not much people knew about it. I think I only knew about this because I was watching a horror movie in the cinema and I can't remember what I was watching. And the trailer came up because obviously I was watching at 18 and I think this was an 18 and I thought this looks good. I want to watch that. And again, there was no trailer for it. There was no buzz about it. There was no marketing really about it. I guess the only main cast you would really know is the guy from Spider-Man, Jacob Batalon, from the new Spider-Man movies. So, yeah. But again, I think the cast was great. There was nothing bad about it. I think it was acted really well. I think it was funny in some parts, and I think the deaths were really good. And some parts I jumped up and scared, and it had a good story. So I couldn't see why it didn't really get the praise it did, because it should have got a praise, to be honest. I don't know why. And going on to my second movie I've watched, I was really looking forward to this movie. I really liked it a lot. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. So I didn't get to watch this in the cinema. Unfortunately, I had to see it on streaming. I just didn't have the time to catch it in cinema, and everyone was talking about it. But also, didn't make a big hit on the box office, which is very disappointing. And I just never knew why, because George Miller obviously did a great job on the 2015 one with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy, and I really enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed the new ones. That it was really up to date and it looked amazing, and I think it was just everything about it. George Miller again is a great filmmaker, and at his age, he can still show that he can be as good as anybody. Young filmmaker, middle-aged filmmaker, doesn't matter what. He can match Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele. He can match. He can match them all, and at his age, that's great. And it is really disappointing that this did make a hit, because I don't think we're going to get no more. Because we know how it works. If you don't make money, it's going to be left on the shelf. If you make money from it, you could have 10 more, a million more. And I think Mad Max has a great audience, a great fan base. And I am one of those fans. I do like Mad Max, even going from the originals. The originals were decent for its time, and the way it was bringing it up to date was really cool. And I agree with one of those things. When you don't agree where they should do a reboot or just leave it alone. It's good that George Miller done a reboot, because you had the original filmmaker, so it made sense to do that. And Anna Taylor-Joy was just great as Furiosa. I love her. She's an amazing actress. Everything she does is just, you could just tell she was just going to go far and be a star, and how talented she is. And she just really gave this it all, and it was great. It was fantastic for me. And then you got Chris Hemsworth. He was great as a villain. He's played a villain before, a bad guy, and I think he enjoys it. You can tell he enjoys playing a villain, not always like being the good guy. So yeah, he done a great job. Look, the cast done an amazing job, and the filmmaking. When you watch this from being a filmmaker, it looks amazing, and the cinematography is amazing. The compositions are amazing. The shots are amazing. It's just the pacing of this movie is just brilliant. I mean, George Miller does that great anyway. So it's a really fun, enjoyable movie. And again, if you're a fan of the franchise, you will enjoy this a lot. I think it should have got more seats. Unfortunately, it didn't, which was very sad. But yeah, I guess it's just how it works sometimes, because again, I think maybe it took so long to come out because I remember 2015 was quite a long while ago when they did the Tom Hardy and Charlie Theron's came out, and there was a lot of mess over that. They weren't getting on, they didn't get on, and Zoe Kravitz was in that. I forget she was in that. So yeah, it's a shame that really didn't get what its praise, to be honest. And the next movie I'm going to review now, I love the original. I love the first one. I think Michael Keaton was great. He was even great in this one, to be honest. But you lot might hate me for this, but I didn't like the new Beetlejuice. I just thought, look, for me, it looks amazing. It does. It looks amazing. I mean, it's up to date. Tim Burton, I don't have a problem with Tim Burton not putting black actors or whatever. If that's what he wants to do, whoever he wants to put in his movie, you put in your movies. I don't care. I don't care. I think Tim Burton's a great filmmaker. I've loved Tim Burton from the beginning. I think his old stuff is obviously better than his new stuff. I think, you talk about Edward Scissorhands, Edward, and Batman movies. I think they were all great. Batman was great for its time, what he did, and especially the creation of he done with Selena Kyle, with Michelle Pfeiffer. He just nailed that out of the park. And I know he gets a lot of shit because Batman couldn't move his neck and all that kind of stuff, but it was for the time, and they were hits. And they created Batman movies today. If you never had Tim Burton, you would have really had Batman movies probably today, to be honest, and that's real talk. So I don't care. He gets a lot of shit. Oh, why don't you put black actors in your movies or whatever? I don't care. For me, this movie looked great, but it was just a shit movie for me. I didn't enjoy myself. I didn't like it. I think the first one was just amazing. I think the first one just worked for its time. It really did. And with the first one done, I think the cast was great. It was just, the actors you had for it. I just think going into this new one, it didn't need to be done. It took too long. Don't get me wrong, Jenna Ortega is a great actress, and I'm a big fan of her. I think she's great as Wednesday. I do. I really like her as Wednesday, and I can see why he put her in this movie, because when she was casted, it was no surprise to me. I was like, yeah, that's Tim. Yeah, Tim Burton would do that, and they have a great relationship. If you have a great working relationship and she's right for the role and fit for the role, why not put her in it? I don't blame you. So that worked for me. You had some of the cast, come back. Obviously, you had Ramona Ryder. Sorry, just pronounce her name. Ramona Ryder. Obviously, she had to come back, and again, she had a great relationship with Tim Burton. Why not? And you had the mum, so she also came back as well. But obviously, Alec Baldwin clearly weren't going to come back, if he could. They didn't really explain that storyline. They just said, yeah, they found a loophole and they were set free. The story for me was just a mess, to be honest. William Dafoe, that was just no character, really. He was just being this silly cop investigation where this woman was just killing. She wanted to find Beetlejuice, and then she had no, if you cut her out of the movie, she didn't need to be in the movie. She really didn't need to be in the movie, because what's her big part in the movie? She didn't do this big payoff where she said she's gonna get her revenge back, she's gonna get her love back, and it made sense to me. With Tim, she was dating Tim Burton. She is with Tim Burton. So she actually is with Tim Burton, and that's what Tim Burton does. Obviously, he used to date. I can't remember her name now. Damn, the woman from Harry Potter. Helen Bonham Carter. He used to date. They were married and they used to date. And also, Helen Bonham Carter was always in his movies. And when they got divorced, she's not in his movies no more. And now he's dating this woman. She is in his movies, and she had no reason to be in the movie. She had no reason to be in the movie. So the movie, for me, the story was just bad. It was just bad. There was no need. I mean, Michael Keaton was Michael Keaton. I think there were some things he couldn't say, obviously because the way the society is now, and I just I just didn't really enjoy this movie. But I think Michael Keaton was still funny. There were still laughs that you really enjoyed and really liked, because I liked as well. But it just, I don't know, man. For me, the first one's just a classic. I really enjoyed the first one for me, and I think the story worked. The cast was so great for that time. I think a lot of them passed away, and you had Jeffrey Jones, who obviously played the dad. He couldn't be in the movie anyway because of what's happened to him in the past. You know, he was very naughty in the past and what he did. So that wasn't going to happen. But then I just reckon, why didn't you just recast him? Why just recast the guy, man? It's not that hard. If you he was a big part of the first movie, to be honest. I think again, I just think the first one was just a classic. The casting was just right for it. Everyone in that cast was just gold. I think from the first movie. Second movie, it just wasn't good, man. I think the look of it was great. I think Tim Burton done that really well, and I think I'm not blaming any of the actors that were in the movie. They were all great, but I think the storyline was so weak. I think for the original, the story was strong. It was great. It just worked for that time, and some movies just work for that time, to be honest. And for this time, it just didn't work. It just shows you it just didn't work for this time. But it was a hit for some reason. I didn't enjoy it, and I'm being honest, I didn't enjoy it. But for some reason, people enjoyed it. Maybe more kids enjoyed it. But I could always watch the original and laugh. I just think the stories and the singing. I think the songs didn't really work for this time. For the song at the dinner table for the original one, it was perfection. It was gold. It's like Hocus Pocus when they did I Put a Spell on You. That just worked for the time. It just worked for that time. It really did. And it was perfection. You know when you just get something spot on. You really just get it spot on, and I don't know, and they really try to create that magic again, and it just doesn't match. Because I know you can't repeat it and copy it. I just think, again, for Hocus Pocus, what it done, because I know they made a new Hocus Pocus, and it didn't really work. For the first one, Hocus Pocus really worked. I was just saying, some movies just work for that time. They just do. And then when you really try to create that magic and do a sequel to it, it don't work. You know, it really doesn't. No, sorry, I've run it on for that movie a bit, but I didn't like it. And for the final movie I have watched is The Substance. Now, this movie I was waiting to watch for a while. And again, I didn't get to see it in the cinema, unfortunately. Damn. Got it to see on streaming though. And I think her Caroline's Vatcher, she's a great director, a French director, female director, fantastic as well. And she has a movie previous before this was Revenge. A lot of people have seen it, and that's a brilliant movie. And I like her filmmaking style. I think she's great. I think she's really cool. And Revenge was a really good movie. I liked it a lot. I really did. Revenge. And the blood scenes, the way she moves the camera again, she's very similar to what I talked about before about who the director of Smile. You know, she moves when the character's moving, she's moving with them, and I like that a lot. I like when that happens a lot. You don't get much directors that do that. Some directors just, you know, if they're moving, they keep the camera still. And I think if the character's moving, she's moving as well. And yeah, I just like that. I think that's really cool. And The Substance. So Demi Moore, it's good to see Demi Moore back on screen. Looks amazing, looks good. And Margaret Qualley, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's obviously a good actress in this as well. So The Substance is basically about, you know, Demi Moore plays this kind of older superstar model, you know, actress, Hollywood star, and she, you know, Hollywood feels she's just getting out of touch, she's getting older, and she can't do the things she used to. She's not bringing in the money anymore and the publicity anymore, and it's like, and Demi Moore wants a younger version of herself, and she finds obviously this black market where, you know, she has an accident, she goes to the doctors, and this younger doctor, gives this, thing where she should check it out, the substance. And it's just great. From the shot where she takes the substance and she makes a younger version of herself, and that's Margaret Qualley. I think that's how you pronounce her name. The movie's just brilliant. It's nothing what you expected. It is something what Caroline Thatcher would do. It's very different from her movie from The Revenge. And she's done other stuff as well. I mean, I think she's directed a few TV series as well. She directed The Sandman on Netflix, the DC character. So she's directed a few episodes of that. But this was just top filmmaking again. Again, going from the composition, the filmmaking, the shots. She took a lot of shots from The Shining, which you can see the comparisons about the close-ups are like. Demi Moore is brilliant in it. She's still showing what she can do. It's good that, again, to see her back on screen. Again, she looks great. It's nothing like you would never think it would be. You don't know where it's going to go, and it makes you wonder, and it's an addiction, like, to have a younger version of yourself. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie has come a real hit, an independent hit for independent filmmakers. So, again, I was really sad I didn't get to see it in the cinema, and I really enjoyed this movie. It's a horror. I guess it's a horror twist. It's dark. It's dark. I wouldn't say horror where it is slasher or anything like that, but it's dark, and it just shows you, like, to have what this character wants, the beauty of life and the attention on to show that you're still relevant to the Hollywood world. And again, it's just a really great movie, a really enjoyable movie. And again, it will shock you in the end. It really does shock me because how it turns out to be, because it really goes into detail how she makes a younger version of herself and how it works and what you need to do. It's like an Amazon package being sent to you. You order it each time like a subscription. And yeah, just the tone of it. It's just a dark movie, and I like my dark movies, so I really enjoyed this. That movie I probably would I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Simple. You don't mind. I'll give that movie a 10 out of 10, and I really enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed that, a lot. So, yeah, these are the movies I have watched and which I have enjoyed. And again, except from Beetlejuice, I did not like Beetlejuice. I'm sorry for anybody that did. I'm sorry I've upset you, but that's just my opinion. I'm a bit old school. Maybe that's just what it is, I am older, but I didn't enjoy it, to be honest. But yeah, they're the movies I've watched. I'm Marvin Talks, and if this is you seeing my channel for the first time, please, I would like to see if you could subscribe to my channel if you like more of these videos, and give this video a thumbs like, and if you will share this video for anybody that you think that would like it. But yeah, thank you for watching my video, guys. It's been cool, and I'm going to be checking out a few more movies and sharing them with you.